Welcome to Just Grubbing with Stephen Irving. Today we're going to be preparing our pork steaks and pork chops for barbecue. We got our Filipino barbecue mix. It's a Manuel barbecue recipe that was given to me, and this goes tribute to my wife's father that has passed away. He taught me this barbecue sauce, and I use this barbecue sauce for everything. It is a Filipino Hawaiian style barbecue sauce. So we're gonna get our pork chops ready. You want to go ahead and do this about 24 hours before you cook them. Today I'm only gonna get about 6.5 hours, but you definitely want to marinate your meat before you cook it. So let's get started and get this process going. I'll get the camera in place here so you guys can see the bag. Get this down here, and so you'll see the bag that we're working on. You see all the ingredients here. So first we're going to start with, we'll move the pork over here, put the knife here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the main ingredient, Hawaiian soy sauce. Has to be Aloha soy sauce. You get this at Lily's. Lily's is not a sponsor today, but I get all my international stuff from Lily's, international seasonings and anything like that. So we're putting in about 1.5 cups. So right now it just depends on how much meat you're going to be marinating. I'm going to be marinating, if you saw, I'm going to be marinating 6 pork chops. There's looks like 2 pork chops, pork steak, and 3 that are pork steak. You know, those packs you get from Fry's that are like $4. So we're gonna put 1.5 cups of Hawaiian. We're gonna take some apple cider vinegar. You don't need a lot of this, you just need a little bit. So we're gonna take just a little bit. I would say that's a tablespoon. I would say no more than 2 tablespoons with 1.5 cups of soy sauce. I use this Greek seasoning for everything. You can. This is my flavor added to it. So we're gonna put a good amount of that, probably 2 teaspoons, maybe 3, maybe a tablespoon. I'm gonna put some ground ginger. Just put a pinch. That's about 1/2 teaspoon. Ground sage, about 1/2 teaspoon. We'll just do a little bit more than 1/2 teaspoon. Then we got ground mustard. We're gonna put that in there. It's gonna be about 1/2 teaspoon. I'm gonna put some onion powder in there, and that's probably gonna be about 1 teaspoon to a teaspoon, probably 2 teaspoons for that one. And then we got ground cumin. That's gonna be 1 teaspoon. And another thing that I added here is turmeric. I put turmeric in everything that I eat. That's 1 teaspoon, that's 1 teaspoon, and that's 1 tablespoon. So I have definitely plenty of turmeric. And then we're gonna use some garlic salt. We gotta always put garlic salt in it. So I'm gonna open it up so I can get those green flakes as well. So that's 1 teaspoon, that's 1 teaspoon, that's 1 tablespoon. So I'm gonna say 4 teaspoons will work. And then you're gonna get your favorite ketchup. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the lid off. It's been upside down. And I'm going to use 1/2 bottle of ketchup to thicken it up. And this is more of a thickening agent. Usually use this ketchup to thicken your barbecue sauce up, because we're not going to cook it. It's going to be a raw barbecue sauce. Now we'll cook it once we get going and we get these on the barbecue, then we'll take whatever's left in the bag. I'll put it in a little saucier pan and I'll warm it up and I'll get that cooking. And then at that moment I can pour it over top of it, or we can use it as a leftover barbecue sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my ketchup bottle. I'm just going to put the lid back on it, put it in the refrigerator even with this little bit of ketchup, and then I'm going to put the barbecue sauce right back in it when it's ready, and then we'll be ready to go. So we'll get that. And that's homemade barbecue sauce. That is a Filipino style barbecue sauce. So now what we'll do is, actually, since we have everything in there, a good time, I use a Ziploc bag. I use a good one. Now I use cheap ones for everything else, but I have good ones just for this kind of stuff. So I do a lot of barbecue, and so I want to have a good, because I'm going to put bones. They're going to stick to it. So what I'm doing is I'm mixing up all the ingredients, because it's in the bag. I don't have to put it in something. I'm not having to waste another. You didn't see me waste teaspoons or tablespoons or cups or anything. I just put it in there. You can use a measuring cup if you want, but this is your barbecue sauce. So it is a little thicker or a little thinner than I wanted, but that's all right. That's all the ketchup I have. I don't have any more ketchup, so that's okay. Probably use maybe a half, instead of a cup and a half of soy sauce, you could probably use 1 cup of soy sauce with that much ketchup. And we used a half a bottle. This bottle is 24 ounces, so there's about 12 ounces of ketchup left. Usually I would use about 3/4 of that bottle in this size of soy sauce. But this is going to come out excellent, because that Hawaiian soy sauce is going to make it delicious. You cannot wait to have some barbecue. So I'm going to open it back up, fold it over so I don't get the things all messed up. Let's move it over here so you guys can see. And then we'll move our pork chops. Got that opened up. Get this all opened up. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly set them right into the meat. Slowly set them right into the meat. Looks like I got 3 pork chops. That's almost a pork chop. That's 4. And then you get that pork steak. And look at that. They hid one of these little baby ones in there. I got a the baby pork chop. So now before I zip that up, I'm going to go wash my hands. You always want to wash your hands, have a towel ready. Wash your hands several times throughout this process. Keep everything, because you are messing with raw meat. So you just want to be careful with raw meat. Any kids out there trying to be a chef, you want to be careful with your raw meat. And so what I do is I get it, and then I don't suck out any of the air. I leave all the air in there, because what I want to do is I want to gently fold it over. You see that? Set it over like this, and then gently set it over like this. Gently, because there's bones in there. This is a better quality Ziploc bag, but it's still able to be pregnated or poked, and it looks like I may have already poked it. So I think I've already got it poked. Yep. You see right there, I got a poke in it. That's all right. I'll just keep it on this side. And now I set it like this. I get a plate. Grab a plate, get it up here, so in case it is still spilling, it'll all be contained in this plate. You can use a pan, you can use a baking dish, but that's it. That's getting your pork chops ready to barbecue. And you want to do that several hours, if not 24 hours. Now, if you're going to brine them, that's a whole different video. Go ahead, and if you haven't hit subscribe, go ahead and hit subscribe. Hit the like button down at the bottom. And if you like it, give me some comments, what you think, what you think I did wrong, what you think I should do different, or things that you want to ask questions about. I'll go ahead and answer those for you. But this is our barbecue sauce for our pork chops. Usually I would brine my pork chops 3 days before I put them in barbecue sauce. But I just bought them today. I don't have anything to cook tonight. So this is a quick barbecue sauce to get them ready, and I'll cook them tonight, which is perfectly fine. But if you want them moist and juicy, you should check out my other video on brining. Brining for 3 days. You love it. It's Italian, you know, that Italian, whatever they do. Bellissimo. So thanks for watching, and go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you want. Go ahead and hit the bell icon. Get more videos. Check me out. All right. Thank you. Have a great day. God bless. Bye.